Here we are, guys. The SU-33, the new flanker variant is here. So let's take a first look on the aircraft. And I will try to prove to you why this isn't dead on arrival and why this is probably going to be the most fun SU-27 or flanker in general version in the game to fly. So first things first, let's show the aircraft a little bit. We are here in the KUZNETSOV. Want to know something very interesting? We see the red banner flag, fleet flag, whatever, there. The funny part is that when it was in Soviet service or in testing in Soviet times, the Kuznetsov was called the Tbilisi. So technically we are in the SNS Tbilisi or SNS Leonid Brezhnev, and we are using SU-27K just because of that flag. But yeah, the smoke is there. Some people are saying that it should be more than that, and kind of tend to agree. But yeah, it does look amazing, doesn't it? Hopefully they add these type of thing into the air battles, right? And here we have the aircraft. Here we have the cockpit, which is a little bit different. Okay, guys, this aircraft is actually a bit different than the SU-27 that we have. Although it is technically the SU-27 just naval, it is basically a modernized version out of it. They added, so it has basically a new navigation system there. It has a new RWR. This is the Pastel, if I'm not mistaken, the L150, right? So it is a little bit different. So let's take off the aircraft. You can see that the wings are larger as well, which is pretty interesting. You have the canards, and there we go. Very easy to take off with this amount of fuel and weight, you know. So you don't have the cattle bar there, but yeah, very cool aircraft. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Like, look at this thing. I love this thing. It's so good. The cockpit is here, like I said, very cool. It has the helmet, which is a good thing. And we're gonna test the flight model, but let me just do some flybys over here on the Kuznetsov. For some reason, my smoke there, it's kind of weird. Let me just try to do something. Look at this. It looks amazing, doesn't it? It just looks amazing. Very different style of an aircraft carrier, and it's huge, man. The aircraft carriers are huge. Look at the size of that thing. It's huge. We're gonna try to land it at the end of the video, but let me just take a look on one thing. Hold up. But yeah, guys, as you can see, it is a heavier aircraft, okay? So we will take its time accelerating. It's nothing like too major, but it is a little bit slower. Remember, this is pretty much just an old SU-27 by heart, right? So although there are some interesting changes over here, you know how it is, right? But yeah, some other changes like this, altitude difference right there. In the HUD over here, it shows the attitude of the vehicle. So very cool aircraft, man. Just let me try to change this thing over here to see if there is anything else there. Oh, the RWR, okay. The radar, okay, that's good. Always love to have the radar there in DCS to help with situational awareness, but yeah. So yeah, it's just a flanker, right? But let's test it out a little bit of the flight performance out of it, because it does have the canards. It has more wing area, so it means that you can do some very interesting maneuvers. So we're gonna try to test it out fully over here before we take a look on the weapons and everything. The radar itself, like I said, it's pretty much the same as the SU-27 one, okay? It does turn very well. Hold up. Come on, lower the flaps, okay. And then we're gonna use full real control. Try to do a Cobra. As you see, almost does the Super Cobra. I feel like the SU-34 can do it better for some reason, which is kind of funny. But it still can do some interesting maneuvers. You can do this, hold up, like this. The L maneuver, right? Or whatever it's called. The hook, I think it is, right? But I don't think he can do the co-bit. I thought he would be able to. Maybe the fly model is not ready yet, but he can do like the Super Cobra, but then he just returns and he cannot do the co-bit for now, at least, right? Which is interesting, but still, it can turn very well, man. Look at this. It just turns very well. It has some very, very good canards, some very good slats. Everything is just really, really amazing on this aircraft. Funny part is that see how the ailerons become kind of a flap when you are pulling a lot of AOA or a lot of G's like this, or a lot of AOA, right? So it's very, very cool, very, very cool. It doesn't have a lot of flares. And yeah, the cannon is the same, but it is pretty cool. Let me try to land this thing on the carrier first, and then we're gonna take a look on the weapons. But yeah, for the aircraft itself, it's kind of sad that it is a squadron vehicle. I hoped it would be a Tech 3 vehicle, but I guess that way you can get it, you know, for free technically. So yeah, we do have our RST there. So it's you know how it is, right? Tech 3s, I mean, I don't know. Like, my problem with it is that most people will take, unless you spend money on it, you're gonna have to wait like a long time to get this thing. And I gotta say, guys, it is going to be the best 13.0 in the game, for sure, in my opinion. Let me just land this thing. Some very big flaps, slotted flaps, see? It's just very, very big. Like, look at this. I'm at 200 and something kilometers per hour, and the aircraft is fine. I'm very not stabilized over here, but it's okay. Still gonna try to land the baby. Oh no, almost. Come on, let's try to do it again. Hold up. And I really want to test it out if I can take off from that position there. It's heavy, but look at this. It turns very well, man. It really does turn well. Like, it turns better than the normal SU-27, I feel like. And this is going to be 13.0. That's what people... I don't understand why you guys are not understanding this. Because the SU-27, the normal one, the S variant, it's one of the best aircraft you can fly right now at 13.0, if not the best. Why? Because you face almost every single match F4s, Phantoms, you know, MiG-23s. I don't know about the MiG-23s, but yeah, I think so, right? F4s in general, right? So it's like this thing, of course, if he gets an up tier, he will suffer a bit. But if he gets to a down tier, which is like what happens a lot in these battles, you're gonna get very, very... like good matches, because this thing is gonna stomp everything at these BRs. It doesn't help that the carrier is basically turning, right? It's just, the problem is that it's turning. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Let me put takeoff flaps. No, I don't want to. Don't crash. Oh my god, don't crash. It's gonna be like this, right? Oh, it's a little bit forward, I think. Like right here. Oh no, maybe. Oh, I passed it a little bit. But yeah, take off. And there you go. Come on. And yeah, there we go. Very easy to take off. It's so easy to take off with this thing, even in the short, like, thing, right? So, very, very cool aircraft. Let's take a look on the weapons. So, here we have it. Like I said, guys, this thing is 13.0 in air battles, which means that you're gonna face some things that are very, very low in BR. For example, in the Soviet Union, you will be facing... No, not the MiG-23, yeah. But still, like, yeah, the MiG-23... The Russians don't have any 12.0, actually. That's funny. But you'll see a lot of these F4s, for example. A lot of F20s. A lot of F14 earlies. A lot of the F4Js. F16s. Let's see. Yeah. more or less those types of aircraft, right? Which means that you're gonna be stomping those. Imagine against an F-20, against like an F-4. So yeah, but let's take a look on the weapon system. So we do have our extra pylons on these aircraft. So you can take the 4 R-73s on the wingtip, so 4 missiles, and then you have the normal, like middle of the wing loadout, like, and then you can take, I don't know, R-27s in the middle over here, you know, the R-27s under the engines. This would be the normal SU-27 loadout, but then you have an extra pylon here that you can just put R-27, see? So with this, you can take 12 missiles, 4 R-73s, 2 R-27 ETs or ERs, and plus 6 R-27 ERs. So it's an amazing, amazing loadout for an aircraft. I mean, it's so many missiles that it's incredible. And of course, you can always take a very, very heavy payload of bombs. For example, here, we can take the FABs, of a multitude of FABs, for example, and still take a lot of these missiles as well, right? You can take, for example, I don't know, the S-25s over here in double pylons over here, as you can see, very cool, and still take the R-27s over here. So for example, I can take all bombs over here, all missiles right there, and still defend myself with the R-27s and everything, but still be able to do air to ground. Of course, it's not like guided air to ground, but it's still pretty good for these BRs. So it's a pretty interesting aircraft. You have a multitude of types of bombs and stuff. It's just non-guided, of course, but still it is pretty good, right? So, yeah. And here we have it, a full loadout of missiles and everything. Full loadout of you as well. And we're gonna try to do something that they do not do in real life, which is when you are in a full loadout like this to take off from this position. They never do that, but just to see if we can actually do it and to see basically if it's overperforming, kind of. Because in DCS, you cannot do this. You basically just die in the front there. So let's see. There we go. Come on. It suffers a little bit, but it is very easy. So the aircraft has so much power that even in a full loadout like this, and full fuel and everything, it still can do that. I think in DCS you drown if you do that, but I don't remember actually now. Maybe not, but still, it is a pretty interesting aircraft, isn't it? Unfortunately, like I said, it is a squadron vehicle, but it is a very fun aircraft to fly, and for sure it's gonna be the best 13.0 in the game because it will have the most auto missiles. The radar is still pretty alright. I know a lot of people complain about these radars. Not the greatest radar ever, but they still can be used, and with the R-27s, the amount of missiles, the performance, this tank can beat anything. People are saying that, oh, it's not gonna be that good in a dogfight because it's heavier. Kind of on the contrary, guys, I think. It has more power, although it's heavier, it has the canards and everything. If you know what you're doing, you can dogfight well with this thing. But, like I said, I'm gonna test that in another video, properly testing just dogfights, right? Let's do the last landing for you guys over here. It's kind of hard to land this thing when the carrier is turning, but now it's not, so I need to get it right? I'm way too low. I'm way too low. But we're gonna try it. Oh, no! No. Yeah, I mean, it's a landing, I guess, right? But yeah, guys, basically this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. And yeah, guys, bye. See ya. Subscribe. Leave a like. See ya.